Hello everybody, welcome back to episode 129 my Let's Play of Tyranny, every setting name in the game. I'm IVATOPia, and we're just reading through our responses to Lord or Lady Ella, who I believe I already killed, but I may be wrong. You unfurled a message to see your reply from earlier. Whenever the original sender is lost or dead is unknown, but what is clear is that the carrier bird that first delivered word from Station L wasn't able to find its original sender, and so has circled back to you with it undelivered. Told you. Okay. Did this one get back to me or not? I've done my apologies after all these years with my lectures about the fittest goat being the first to get eaten. How could I expect honesty when I have fostered only paranoia? So let me speak plainly. I am asking only for my own curiosity and because I want to hear the answers from you. Lie to me or dodge the question if it pleases you, but I'm trying to help. Of course, someday soon, I'm sure Tuna or Bone Mark will ask me or Karen to mount a more proper investigation into your action. Should that happen, it won't be with your best interests at heart, and lies will merely sign your death warrant. Wow. For the moment, I'm merely curious about the events surrounding the claiming of the spire and hoping to hear it from you as a friend and peer. Share with me your experience and I will share with you what knowledge I have. And what did I say? Yeah, Rogless, it's usually quite difficult to give me too much credit, but it sure sounds like you're implying my claim on the spire was premeditated or even international. My only goal in Vinot's well was to stay alive, to not let the Archive's indecision cause the edict of execution to come to pass. Option Hall needed to be taken, and I made it happen, both because it was my duty and because I generally prefer to live. My claim on the spire consents with the breaking of the said edict. Perhaps breaking the edict caused a mystic surge that triggered the spear, or perhaps Carrington knew this would happen and such knowledge tempted the wording of the edict. I can offer you only speculations. Usual. You seem to think I've learned nothing from my time in court. Whenever I tell you will just be used against me later, you will have to settle for this written equivalent of a blank stare. Back to my blank stares. I'm not open for business, friend, and I'm not looking for trouble. Celeste's Crossing expects me with a shipment shortly. Wouldn't want to keep her waiting. The merchant watches you wildly as you approach a heavy pack hanging from her shoulders. Soft and well fed, this one, but look at her stand. She can handle herself. First takes the woman in with a long, appraising gaze. Excuse me, merchant blinks. Quit the act. Give us what we need to know. What did I say? I said to let me handle. Oh, sorry. You must have me mistaken for someone else, I assure you. Oh, fine. The rotor stone is poured in iron Versailles. The forms are mostly air, she nods. Queen Apex died friendliness. A bird in her hand is worth a tortoise in a cabbage patch. At least they're not still burning. Say nothing. Yet the paper's on a flame. Charming. Sorry about the formalities. If word got back to her voices that I was cutting corners on security, let's just say I prefer my tongue in my mouth and my bowels in my, bowels, I guess. She shakes her head. You're the faithbinder of the Mount Spear, correct? So what does the voice in here want us to know? What do you have for us? We give one passphrase and you're willing to discuss things openly. So much for discretion. Quite silently. Right, glances between the two of you before her eyes settle on verse. The man you're interested in calls himself Caragus. Okay. Screenshot that. No idea whatever that's what his mother named him. Showed up in the crossing a few months back picking fights and looking for rings. He ran afoul of the garrison and they stomped the pants gravy out of him. That quieted him down for a bit, but when he started casting around for work again, he boasted of his victory against the band of Furies during the war. That's Scarlet Furies. Smart thing to brag about. Very stupid, in fact. You think a story like that would scare off any potential employers? But Arison's... You'd think a story, okay. But Arison's never been the brightest ring on the rope. She shakes her head. Who is Arison? Screenshot. A cloth dealer originally out of the Arison runs a circuit from the crossing to the brothers and down into the calmer edges of the black cave. He hired Corin and a few others last week, claiming he needed extra protection for his daughter. What had he brought his daughter to the crossing in the first place? Overlord only knows. Did you find him? Thoughts? Steward sticks. It's not going to be easy to find a cavern between here and the Black Cave. First crawls a lower lip below with uneven teeth. Lucky for you, I'm very good at what I do. Smiles and produces a scroll from her pack. He usually goes to Starwood by way of the Ocean Spire. Ooh, I own that. But he's cutting east to make time and avoid beasts. She ramps a knuckle on a thick black line. Except it's now unlocked on the map. Okay, she's going to be there. Best bet is to wait for him here at Hunter's Wristband. She points to the position just south. What can you tell me about Hunter's Wristband? I'm supposed to wait for him and hope he shows up. What's your role in all this? Glare silently. Oh, Father, that's just Faithbinder, for we appreciate the information. You know now everything I know about this so-called Fury Slayer. If you have any other questions, you'll have to ask someone else. Bars at his waist. So I guess we're going to head there next, but let's just make sure there's nothing here. No. Hunter's Rasp. What do I? Oh, what's going on? Cameron Liver's Crossing. Off the road ahead, you see a broad, pleasant take fed by a river flowing through the north. Handful of fishing boats dot the surface, and the songs of whatever that is linger in the cool breeze. A small pack of flightless birds wade into the shallow, plunging crayfish from the muck. It seems a perfect place to fill your water skin and take a rest. Explore the area. Harass the fishermen. Why not? You beckon to the fishermen, and one of the stiffs begins to pole its way towards you across the otherwise still surface. Take their fish, examine their license, push them into the water, examine their license. Despite knowing that the Overlord does not regulate fishing, you demand that the peasants provide proper documentation displaying their fishing rights. They mumble, equivalent, ultimately unable to provide any license. Scuttle their boat, push them in the water. Yeah. Scuttle their boat. Encounter in Liver's Crossing. You declare their fishing operation illegal. With a sudden strike, you crack a hole in the side of their skiff. The fishermen glare at you as the boat slowly sinks, leaving them standing in knee-high water. Crossing. The people of the crossing were dismayed by your words and actions. Came Wrath. David 2, Ralph, I did to Tier 4. That was quite fun. You gotta be evil sometimes, doesn't he? Okay, let's find this guy we came for. Actually, we probably should say we had to save that for so long. Smell 145, this could be 36. 36. Oh, I played over 30 hours now. Huh. I read somewhere the time to complete this and everything's 30 hours and people say it's such a short game. Apparently I've been on this over 30 hours and I'm not finished yet. A tall, thin man in bronze and leather scrunches your approach, hand on hilt of his blade. Karos. It will give a Caden at the guy. That's far enough, stranger. Oh, Karagras, we've got company. Oh, okay, so he is here. Which one is you? Unless it's him and he's the one talking. His voice comes out low and rough at tears, his accent growl. A massive man answers the lookout's cry. So, yeah, I think it is this guy. His approach, oh, that's easy enough to find you. His approach marked by a pronounced swagger. Cameron rests a massive axe on one brush shoulder. His hair seems to have migrated largely from the scalp to his chin, and the veins at his temples stand out against his deeply tanned skin. Beside Cameron here, I've got an entire squad behind me, experienced warriors all. I'm left wondering, who the F are you? Shout menacingly, I'm here for Karas. The rest of you have this one chance to leave with your guts still inside you. You must be the merchant, Arson, and this your loudmouth daughter. Huh? So to him. Must be the merchant, Arson, and this is your loudmouth daughter. Ah, it's that one. The Faith by the IVATOPIA. But more importantly, this is verse. And I'm about to adjust your head open. Justice for my furious sister, she grins hungrily. Oh, sure, to arms, to arms. She blinks rapidly as recollection sets in. Right, recollection. Okay, let's do this. These persons are. What's a blood thing that she has? Oh, I already used it then. I really should have rested for this, shouldn't I? You need to be careful. Restoring touch yourself.
Consider it done.
I'll tear your skull out by your...
Finish this one thing in this gun. There we go. Oh, verse. What happened then? Heal oneself.
You got it.
And bonus and might of the
I got it.
Don't go down, you. I feel you really need to heal here because you're not healing. Oh, where's your potions? Take a drink. Oh, you're in trouble, so. Drink. Yeah, that one. Oh, you're in a little trouble here. Which one do you take a drink? Humble pray.
Just give me the signal.
Everyone back in it. Where's the guy not gone down yet? He's the main guy we're here for, but we're gonna focus on these. I think you're gonna go down quicker. Focus on you, shall we?
You can't teach an old dog. Will do.
Damn, got him. And that one just stayed asleep the whole time. The one in the corner. Oh, that must have been in this, but your dog must have been aimed at her then. Hold, hold. For the love of courage. He collapsed his chest, blood oozing between his fingers. Hold like you held when you and your friends killed my effing sisters. For the love of courage, and indeed, her words escaped. Her clenched teeth in half-hissed a breath. She slipped a small knife from her boot, and in a flash of bronze opens a fallen man's cheek. Hold, please. Wait, I'm not proud of what I did. You've been bragging about it. Back then, I'm a changed man, I swear it by the Overlord. I've got a wife now. She's asleep right over there. Oh, okay. He points back towards the nearby tent. And how did she not hear all that screaming and bang, clink, clink and that? I earn an honest living by the damn axe. I protect licensed traders. Don't look at me. She's the one you've got to convince. Law does not atone for the past prestige. You're not proud? You've been boasting about it all over Heaven. What? No, no, you don't understand. I couldn't find work otherwise. I thought maybe I could win a few fights in the crossing to prove my mettle. But the Evan guards, they jumped me as a group. So I had to tell people about the Furies. Was talk about your sisters or starve and let my wife starve. He looks to verse. Is this better than starving? Her boot comes down hard on his ankle, eliciting an audible snap. The sound descends into a scream. Overlord, help me. I never wanted to hurt anyone. It was my damn job. I swore an oath to the Apex Lord because I wanted a bed and food, not because I thought Carrington would ever come to the tears, he sobs. That oath didn't just dissolve when your armies passed the gates of judgment. I had to kill conscripted tearsmen by the gang, and yes, I helped kill your friends. His head drops, a pink froth of sweat, mucus, and blood dripping from the tip of his nose. Not friends, asshole, sisters. Sisters, then. It wasn't my idea. Carrington had the location. Sick B-word wanted to cook them with his flames. Ursa, she watched her hunt the Furies, wanted her head on a pike. She could wave at her enemies before battle. I was just there following orders. Said, cook people? I never actually saw him eat someone, but I'm sure he did. You could see it in his eyes when he looked at you. That hunger, he was a sage. So maybe that explains it. Overlord knows what those skull efforts do in the libraries. Certainly not cannibalism. And coupling with scrolls has been frowned upon for centuries. We took one of you alive, you know. What? What the F are you talking about? Her eyes widen. After you disappeared, we realized that one of your Furies was still alive. The big bold one. Cartus took her. Never saw her. He's silenced by Vision's fist. And with that, because we're at 60 minutes, we're going to end this episode, because it seems this is getting very intense, and we'll carry on next time. So please like, please subscribe, please tune in next week. It's my IVATOPIA. Have a great, wonderful day out there. Bye.